A couple's dream honeymoon to a remote cabin in the mountains turns into a nightmare. What began as a romantic getaway ended in tragedy, leaving investigators baffled, until the shocking truth was uncovered. Welcome to The Smoking Sun, where we explore the most haunting, true stories that history has to offer. If you're into tales of mystery, crime, and unexpected twists, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Now let's get into today's story. In October of 2017, 28-year-old Michael Reed and his 27-year-old wife, Lisa, were looking forward to a relaxing honeymoon. They'd been married just a few days, and after months of wedding planning, the idea of a secluded cabin in the Blue Ridge Mountains sounded like paradise. The cabin was perfect, nestled deep in the woods, surrounded by towering trees and sweeping views of the mountains. There was no Wi-Fi, no cell service, just peace and quiet. The couple arrived late on a Friday night, bringing along groceries, wine, and all the essentials they'd need for a weekend away. Lisa sent a final text to her sister. "We made it. It's perfect here. Love you." That would be the last message anyone would hear from her. The Reed family, Michael's parents and Lisa's sister, shared stories of their excitement before the trip. Lisa had spent weeks planning every detail: hiking trails to explore, wine to enjoy, and her desire to stargaze with Michael under a clear night sky. Michael's father described the couple as glowing with happiness. The two had met 5 years earlier, bonding over a shared love for the outdoors and travel. Their wedding had been intimate and beautiful, held in their hometown with close friends and family. But their perfect start to married life ended in a way no one could have imagined. On Sunday morning, when Lisa's family hadn't heard from the couple, they began to worry. It wasn't like Lisa to go silent for so long. By evening, Michael's parents also started calling. Still no response. Lisa's sister, Emily, said she had a gut feeling something was wrong. Lisa never missed a check-in. Never. Concerned, Lisa's father drove up to the cabin on Sunday night. It was a 3-hour drive through winding, narrow roads and miles of forest. He recounted that the area felt too quiet, almost suffocating. When he arrived, he saw the couple's car parked outside, their luggage still visible in the back seat, untouched. The cabin was dark, its windows black against the night. After knocking with no response, he entered through the unlocked door, and what he found was horrific. Lisa was lying motionless on the living room floor, a pool of blood spreading beneath her head. Michael's body was slumped against the wall, a hunting rifle resting beside him. The room was silent, but thick with the feeling of violence. Authorities arrived within the hour, and the scene initially appeared straightforward: a murder-suicide, a violent argument gone too far, or so they thought. The rifle was positioned next to Michael's lifeless hand. It seemed to confirm the obvious. However, as investigators began to process the scene, strange details started to emerge, and the theory of a domestic dispute began to crumble. The couple's families were devastated. Michael and Lisa had been deeply in love, the kind of couple that made others jealous. Friends described Michael as calm and patient, while Lisa was outgoing and full of life. They were always smiling, always happy. They didn't fight, said Lisa's best friend, Kate. But at the crime scene, investigators began noticing small inconsistencies. For starters, Michael's fingerprints weren't on the rifle. There were no prints at all. The gun had been wiped clean. Detectives immediately knew this was unusual. In a moment of rage or despair, someone wouldn't stop to clean a weapon. Then there were the boot prints. Muddy footprints tracked from the back door to the living room didn't match Michael's or Lisa's shoes. These prints were larger, belonging to someone else entirely. Forensic teams also uncovered evidence that didn't align with a murder-suicide. Michael's cause of death wasn't a gunshot wound. It was blunt force trauma to the back of the head. The medical examiner confirmed that Michael had been struck with something heavy, possibly firewood. Lisa, on the other hand, had died from a single gunshot wound to the chest. This changed everything. Detectives began retracing the couple's steps, speaking to local residents and exploring the area around the cabin. That's when they learned something disturbing. The cabin sat only a few miles away from an old hunting ground, a place frequented by trespassers, poachers, and drifters. Local residents reported seeing unfamiliar cars parked along the roads in the past few weeks. Police followed these leads and began searching the woods. 2 days later, about 200 yards from the cabin, they found a makeshift campsite. The site was crude but revealing. Investigators uncovered empty food cans, clothing, and most importantly, a box of ammunition matching the caliber of the rifle found in the cabin. DNA samples from a discarded water bottle at the site led to a match in the National Criminal Database, a man named Dale Corman. Corman was a 42-year-old drifter with a violent criminal record, multiple arrests for burglary, trespassing, and assault. He had been living off the grid for months, squatting in remote areas to avoid arrest. Police issued a warrant for his capture. A week later, Corman was found hiding in an abandoned barn 20 miles from the scene. Under questioning, Dale Corman at first denied everything, but faced with DNA evidence, the matching ammunition, and the muddy boot prints, he eventually broke down and confessed. Corman told detectives that he had been squatting near the cabin when he noticed Michael and Lisa arrive. He believed the cabin was empty and planned to steal food and supplies. In the middle of the night, he broke in through the back door. Michael awoke to the noise and confronted him. Corman claimed he panicked. Grabbing a piece of firewood, he struck Michael in the head, killing him instantly. Lisa ran, but Corman grabbed the rifle and shot her as she tried to escape. In a failed attempt to cover his tracks, he staged the scene to look like a murder. At trial, Corman showed no remorse. He admitted to killing the couple, but blamed his actions on desperation. The jury took less than 2 hours to convict him on 2 counts of first-degree murder, tampering with evidence, and burglary. Corman was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The Reed family cabin has remained empty since the incident, a silent reminder of the tragedy that occurred there. Both families expressed relief at seeing justice served, but continue to mourn the loss of Michael and Lisa. In the years since, local authorities have cracked down on illegal squatting and increased patrols in remote areas. The story of Michael and Lisa Reed serves as a chilling reminder that even the most peaceful places can hide unimaginable dangers, and that life can change in an instant. Thank you for watching The Smoking Sun. If this story captivated you and you want to hear more like it, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's always another mystery waiting to be unraveled. See you next time.